anticipating issues with the new minister. Before her cell phone had gone off, being the diplomat in the family, Opal had thought about intervening in the heated discussion to smooth a few feathers that appeared to be getting ruffled. She met Ruby's gaze and said, "Yes, I'm leaving, but just for a little while. Something has come up at the office." "And why didn't you tell that boss of yours that you don't work on Saturdays?" Ruby said, a little miffed. "I swear that man is a tyrant." Opal couldn't help but smile as she stood up. "Really, Ruby, DeMarcus isn't that bad. He has a business to run and wants to continue its success. All those extra hours I work are justified. I am his administrative assistant, so he depends on me a lot. Besides, I can certainly use the money if I plan on moving to another apartment complex." "The tenants around your apartment are still partying every night?" Pearl asked. "Yes, and the landlord acts as if there's nothing he can do. I had hoped the situation would get better, but it hasn't. My building has become known as the party building." Pearl smiled. Maybe I ought to move in when you move out. There's nothing like a good party every now and then." Opal shook her head. Good at heart, Pearl enjoyed giving the impression that she was a wild child, but Opal knew better. Her sister's party girl ways were just a facade. Opal had a feeling that, in reality, Pearl was someone still trying to find her purpose in life. More than anything, Opal hoped things worked out for Pearl with those demo tapes she had sent out. "I can handle a good party every now and then," Opal decided to say, "but there are limits to one's tolerance and endurance." "Things really must be out of hand if you're complaining," Pearl said. "Everyone knows you rarely complain about anything. You just roll with the flow." Opal couldn't help but smile. It was a known fact that of the 4 Lockhart sisters, she was the hopeless optimist. No matter what the problem, she believed the result would end up positive. She then thought of the problem she had detected before answering her phone. "Did you say anything to Amber about her behavior?" she asked Ruby. Ruby shook her head. "Are you kidding? And have her not speak to me again for weeks?" "No, I didn't say anything to her. But I did ask Luther to say something. She usually listens to him." Opal nodded. Luther Biggins, whom they had designated as cook for the day, was a family friend. His father and theirs had been the best of buddies when the two had been alive. A military man, Luther had left the Navy SEALs after suffering a disabling leg injury. Now he managed his family's very profitable chain of mega automobile dealerships. "I hope she listens to him," Pearl said, glancing out across the yard. "I don't think Megan Townsend appreciates Amber flirting with her fiancé." Opal sighed. "Well, let me go. I won't have time to go home and change, so I'm going to have to wear what I have on," she said, glancing down at the shorts and t-shirt she was wearing. "You look fine," Pearl said. "Besides, it will do DeMarcus Armstrong good to see you in something other than a business suit. Maybe now he'll take a notice to you. You have great-looking legs, so you might as well flaunt them." Opal rolled her eyes. "I don't want him to notice me. I just want him to pay me well for the job that I do and give me a good evaluation at the end of my internship." "Hey, if I were you, I would want him to notice me," Pearl said, chuckling. "The man might be a tyrant, but he's definitely a hunk, and a rich one. Tall, dark, and handsome are the things dreams are made of. If I were you—" "But you aren't me," Opal said, laughing. "Just make sure our family and guests continue to have a good time. Let everyone know I had to leave for a while, but I'll be back in an hour. If you're not, just make sure Mr. Armstrong knows your sisters plan on coming over there to get you," Ruby said. Opal returned her grin. "Okay, I'll make sure he's aware of it. I'm sure the last thing he wants is the Lockhart sisters showing up causing problems. I'll be back later." She dashed inside the house to get her purse. DeMarcus Armstrong stood at the window of his office on the 15th floor and looked down into the parking lot below. His administrative assistant was arriving, and she'd made good time. He had asked the ever-efficient Opal Lockhart to be there in 30 minutes, and she had arrived in 20. He watched as she got out of her car and began walking toward the entrance of the building. He had told her he needed her services right away, so the only sensible solution to meet his demand was to come dressed as she was. And much to his displeasure, he rather liked it. He didn't want to admit that he'd often wondered what she looked like in something other than those